And finally, having made it back into the main world of the Black Clover Kingdom, Asta shows his superiority by pretty much negating all of the attacks of Damnatio, damn, I don't care for this dude's name, and slashes him away like a little bitch. Sorry, but that had to be, and that just shows the ridiculous gap between Asta and pretty much anything and everyone else when we see the whole Black Clovers, the Black Bull Squad. When we see the whole Black Bull Squad being annihilated with their various kinds of freaky magics, they didn't stand a chance against Damnatio. Asta, with his uniqueness of just negating any kind of magic, negated Damnatio's scale magic that negated other people's magic into nothingness. Basically negating the negation. How to say? Does it make sense? Yeah, Asta's back. And that was not hard to predict. And now we can expect Asta to push forward, join the battle of Yuno against the former Wizard King Lucius slash Julius. So what can we expect of a battle between Asta and Lucius? So we've seen that Yuno was already quite a good match for Lucius. Yuno having become a very formidable mage, quite overpowered in his own right. And now we've seen Asta having improved again, and his anti-magic is just such an outlandishly strong force that, due to negating even the strongest of the strongest magics and thus magic knights, robbing them of their main way of fighting, Asta is just a character that put right and using his power right can beat anyone who's basically the strongest from the get-go. And now with his Zetan ability that he acquired in the country far off where Yami originated from, this isekai style parallel universe that Asta got zapped into and now returned from, and we will see how much it benefits him in practice. But he didn't even have to utilize that power against Damnatio, and he basically used only his standard abilities, his sword to negate large-scale magic effects, and his katana to instantly cut Damnatio down. Him utilizing everything he's got in conjunction with Yuno makes me think, does Lucius really stand a chance? And what can Lucius do? So Lucius, he possesses two magic types: his own innate magic, soul magic, magic from his siblings he borrowed, basically bone and body magic and blood magic, but he doesn't seem to make actively use of that in a battle, or at least we haven't seen that yet. And then his main way of fighting is time magic, which he acquired through the contract with the Time Devil, one of the highest ranking devils in the Black Clover universe, Astaroth. And that means that basically most of his power, the bulk of his power that he's using offensively in his battles, is his devil's power, is the devil's Astaroth's power. And it was clearly stated and clearly shown that his soul magic is not doing anything against Asta. Touching him doesn't do anything. So that makes one out of two of his actively in battle shown magic attributes um, null for nothing, leaving him basically with time magic to fight. And then it will show how potent time magic is against Asta's anti-magic. And I have a feeling the way he struggled already against Yuno, that the combination of Yuno and Asta should be more than enough for Lucius. And this pretty much ties in for me into a theory I had stated in a previous video, that I don't really feel Lucius to be the final opponent. Maybe some people wish for him to be that scheming man that had everything laid out, that Black Clover Aizen, that mastermind. But I feel a thing that's a bit against him as a final antagonist is that we hadn't seen enough of the devil he's in contract with, the time devil Astaroth itself, and I feel there's still too much of a mystery surrounding that devil itself, so I feel it might actually be more of a Kaguya thing, that there's actually someone behind the one who was behind everything. To draw the analogy into other shonen stories. So I think it's not so much like an Aizen from Bleach, it's more like a Kaguya from Naruto, where we are made to believe the readers that Lucius is the final antagonist, the final adversary, but he turns actually out to be just a Madara, a Black Clover Madara, and that there's gonna be the true entity, the source of power that gave power to the antagonist in Naruto, that was Kaguya Otsutsuki, and I think in Black Clover that's the devil. I think the final antagonist will be, at least for this arc, the time devil Astaroth. But maybe we just haven't seen everything of Lucius yet. Another theory I stated was that it might actually turn out to be, that the story might keep it open to build towards a more classic shonen protagonist and rival confrontation, more akin to Naruto Sasuke. How do I feel about the chapters recently in general? I think the chapters are good, they are drawn nice, we have focus on other characters, not just Asta, which is a nice thing actually. I do share the feeling of wanting story to take Asta into the center again, to focus on more important pressing issues, the battle between Yuno and Lucius, and have Asta join that as quickly as possible. So I was a little bit annoyed to see again a flashback and the other black bolts. I felt that little flashback was unnecessary, that ate up unnecessary amount of pages, of panels for this last chapter. But now we're back on track, I guess. I'm a little bit disappointed that not more characters from the samurai, from the ancient Japan-esque world where Yami originated, that not more characters from that realm, from that world, joined Asta through the portal into Asta's world, that we don't see more of these other characters, of these other samurai that were introduced in the other world, that we don't see more of them, probably, as it looks, due to them being left behind in the other world. But at least Ichika, Yami's sister, is joining, so we can expect a warm-hearted and wholesome reunion with Yami and his sister. And I actually hope to see more named devils and more onto the backstory and more elaboration on Asta himself, his backstory. Yes, we've gotten to know his mother by now. We've gotten to know that how he was dropped at the orphanage alongside Yuno. But I still feel there's some puzzle pieces that are missing for why specifically he has no magic, and just saying that it was his mother that sucked him up as a baby, that's not sufficient, I feel. I still feel there's more surrounding Asta, especially considering that Asta shares his name with the time devil Astaroth, hinting to me that he might have a deep connection to that specific devil, possibly even being an offspring, a son of a devil, possibly half devil, half human. And I really hope that the story delves more into that aspect of the story, elaborates more on that, and does not leave the fandom up with crazy theories on Asta's heritage and the reason for why specifically he doesn't have any magic at all. The only person, the only oddity known in the Black Clover world, and just saying it's just the way it is doesn't really satisfy the curiosity. We are sure to see some more good action in the next chapters, and greatness will await. Thanks for tuning in.